So my legend today is the legend of the Minotaur. The legend of the Minotaur.
What is that?
You don't know what a Minotaur is?
It's kind of like a bison or
It's a half human, half
it's a chimera.
bull. Not really.
Do you know what a chimera is?
It's like a giant creature, a giant monster, isn't it?
I think a chimera is like a half something, half something.
Do you really not know what a Minotaur is?
And when you said it, I was like, it's like a bull or a buffalo creature.
It's kind of like what you would imagine to be like a fawn, but with a bull as the top half.
And human legs is the bottom?
Yeah.
How does it walk?
Well, it does. So it has, actually, forgive me, I am incorrect. It has bull legs, like a fawn has regular fawn
Yes.
legs, as a man's torso and a bull head.
Okay.
The best of all worlds, if you will.
There we go. Weird.
Yes.
Anyways, so the Minotaur.
So you've never heard of the Minotaur?
Well, I have like enough to know that it was like a bull. It was some sort of half human, half something.
Okay.
But that's it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you a story,
I'm
Christina,
excited.
of the origins of the Minotaur. So long ago on the island of Crete,
Oh, cool.
just off the coast of Greece, there ruled a powerful king named Minos, or Minos, depending on if you're cool or not.
Which one's the cool one?
I'm going to keep that to myself. Minos wasn't just any king. He controlled the seas and ruled one of the strongest kingdoms of the ancient world.
Wow.
To prove that the god supported his rule, Minos asked the sea god Poseidon for a sign. Poseidon sent a magnificent white bull meant to be sacrificed in the god's honor. So Minos admired the bull too much and he refused to sacrifice it. That act of disobedience set everything into motion. As punishment, Poseidon caused Pasiphae, Minos' wife, to fall madly in love with the bull.
Whoa.
One thing led to another,
Oh, no.
and she had a bull baby. A half man, half bull.
It's like a Nephilim situation.
Yes.
Okay.
A Minotaur. Ashamed of the monster, but unwilling to kill it, Minos ordered Daedalus, who was a skilled craftsman of the time, to build an inescapable structure beneath the palace
Okay.
called the Labyrinth. The Minotaur was imprisoned there, hidden away from the world. Meanwhile, Crete dominated nearby cities, including Athens.
Wow.
As punishment for past rebellions, Minos, I'm almost saying his name wrong now.
That's all right.
Minos demanded a brutal tribute. Every 9 years, 7 young men and 7 young women from Athens were sent to Crete to be devoured by the Minotaur.
Oh, no.
Eventually, one of those chosen was Theseus, a prince of Athens. Determined to end the cycle, Theseus volunteered to face the beast. When he arrived in Crete, Minos' daughter, Ariadne, fell in love with him. She gave Theseus a simple tool and a ball of thread so he could find his way back out of the labyrinth.
Okay.
Theseus entered the maze, killed the Minotaur, and followed the thread back to freedom.
So killed the child bull thing.
Yeah.
Okay. That people like fed people to?
Yes, that,
Okay.
that Minos, the king,
Okay.
fed people to.
To his grandson.
It would be his wife's son with the bull.
Illegitimate son.
Yes.
Okay.
With the monster dead and the labyrinth defeated, Crete's grip on Athens was broken, and the legend of the Minotaur came to an end.
Okay. So this guy comes and makes his way through the labyrinth and kills the Minotaur.
Labyrinth.
Does this Minotaur like talk? Like he's pretty much a bull with like human
Yes.
abs. Right? Like, does he
So
have
perfect.
human? Right, that's about it. I don't know what he looks like.
Pretty badass too.
Okay.
Like it's just the most metal drawing. If you look it up, there are some really crazy
Bulging biceps and abs, and the rest is just a bull.
Well, think about it. If I had the legs and strength of a bull, but like the grip of a regular, like I could move my hands and stuff and stand upright.
So
It's
he
like the best
has
of both
normal
worlds.
hands.
Yeah. So human torso from neck to waist, human, and then head of a bull, legs of a bull.
So he's standing up straight.
Yes, ma'am.
Does he ever
Like a fawn.
But a fawn has, I guess, 2 deer legs, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
2 deer legs.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like that would cause a lot of back problems.
Probably.
Probably. Anyways, back with your legend.
So the characters in this history or this story
Yeah.
are basically just symbolic.
Okay.
So it
I
is
was
a myth.
worried
It
that
is a
there really
legend.
was.
It is a legend. It is more of a myth, though.
All right. Yeah.
So if you want to dive a little bit deeper, there's a meaning to each character in the story that people usually draw from. So number 1, King Minos was probably not one man, but Minos was likely a royal title, not a single historical person. So ancient Greeks may have used the name the same way Egyptians use Pharaoh.
Okay.
So this
or
is-
Caesar, something like that. Okay.
Exactly. So this explains why Minos appears in so many stories across generations.
Okay.
So he's not just in that one story.
just kind of like throwing out the title of a king or something like that. Okay.
Yeah. Number 2, Crete was a real sea power. So the Minoan civilization based on Crete dominated Mediterranean trade from roughly 1700 to 1450 BCE. They were wealthy, advanced, and powerful, which explains why Greek myths portray Crete as an almost unstoppable force.
How wild.
That's why Poseidon was brought into the story,
Okay.
because of the sea. The third thing to know is that the labyrinth has a real world root. So the palace at Knossos, which was the center of the Minoan civilization at the time, was massive, multi-leveled, and super confusing, with hundreds of rooms and corridors and staircases. So much so that the early archaeologists said it felt like a maze when they were digging through it.
Wild. So as they're excavating this old town,
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of like a maze, just the different levels
Yeah,
and connection
and
pieces.
that was the center of the Minoan civilization at the time.
Interesting. So like a labyrinth, like a maze.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So the fourth thing to know would be that the bull imagery was everywhere at the time. Minoan art is filled with bulls, like bulls leaping, horns of consecration, and bull symbols in the temples. So the Minotaur could be reflecting religious and cultural obsession with bulls at the time.
Yes. When you were talking about that, if I can interject, I was thinking of in the Bible, in the book of Daniel, there's a couple different places that talk about bulls as being like wicked kingdoms or wicked people.
Yeah.
In the book of Enoch, in the book of dreams, there's a white bull who comes in and he's actually like the savior of the people.
Yeah.
So displayed as like strong and with strength. And they would also sacrifice bulls in a bunch of different cultures to their gods or to God.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
very cool.
The fifth thing to know is Theseus likely represents a power shift. So around 1450 BCE, the Mycenaean Greeks overtook Crete after earthquakes and internal collapse. So Greek myths later framed this as Theseus defeating the Minotaur. So the myth may be Greece's way of explaining how
It
Crete
overtook
fell.
Crete.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. And 2 last things to know. Daedalus, the guy who built the maze, represents technology without limits. So technology back then was working with stone, working with
Right.
earth. But Daedalus isn't necessarily evil. He builds whatever he's asked to build. This reflects ancient anxieties about brilliance, serving power without ethics.
Yeah.
And the last thing to know, we've kind of already said this, but the Greeks wrote the story after Crete fell. So you have to have the context of the story. Most versions of the Minotaur myth were written after the Minoan civilization had declined. So history is being told by the winners here.
Right. They're like, hey, here's a story, and kind of like, we know the ending because it already happened.
Yeah, we're going to tell the way we want to tell it.
Wow. Fascinating. I know very little about mythology in general.
That's okay. That's why I'm here.
Thank you. So that's I never thought of like different, what would you call that? Greek mythology. I guess just, it's kind of funny just to use mythology as a whole term. I just think of mainly like Greek stories.
Yeah.
Having like it being kind of like a parable or a fable where there's like a real story that's being told behind the scenes.
Totally. Yeah. But with a legendary creature.
Yeah.
Like this, the funny thing about this is that the Minotaur didn't die with this myth.
Right.
The Minotaur almost superseded the myth into movies today. There are so many movies with Minotaurs. Even to the point of like being I'm not going to say that this is factual, but in the Chronicles of Narnia, there's a lot of standing bulls that are good and don't have men torsos. But that kind of imagery, maybe C.S. Lewis pulled from, the knowledge that a Minotaur was a thing in order to create some of his characters. But it's just it's very fascinating how the Minotaur, like, continued in history, throughout history,
Right.
but
in many different cultures.
and we have never heard of the story though. The story was forgotten. Minotaur remained,
Wow.
making him
A
legend.
legendary legend. Wow, that's so fun. I wish I had more to add, not
you're
knowing
good.
anything
You're
about
good.
Minotaurs.
Yeah.
But that's very cool.
So that's what I got.
Thanks for bringing us into the history of like how that story came about. I find that more interesting than like last week's Fountain of Youth. Like everybody's kind of looked for a Fountain of Youth idea, like cultures, but that this was a real story that was told, but it was based on like,
Historical
circumstances and facts. I think that's really cool.
Thanks.
So do you think there's actually a Minotaur or there's ever been a half human, half animal creature?
I don't think that there has been one naturally born. I do believe in demonic forces taking the form of our nightmares. And I can see the Minotaur being a menacing figure in like stories.
Yeah, like a werewolf, like man
Yes.
turns into dog.
The
kind of
dog
thing,
man, things like that. And so I can see the enemy, Satan and the devil, Satan and the demons, using this imagery to create fear
Yeah. Right.
and kind of personifying it, if you will. So in the spiritual realm, I'm sure that he's taken this form or demons have taken this form. But in the physical, I'm sure it's never happened.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, I think I'm on the same page. Like, I don't think that a human soul can like be like the example of like a faun in like Chronicles of Narnia. I don't think that like, the top half of him, whoever Mr. Tumnus, is an actual what we'd consider human with like a human soul and reasoning, and the other half of him is like an animal. I don't think that an animal, if they have a spirit in a loose sense, not like they can live after death. People might have other opinions on that. Can combined with a human soul, which has possibility for eternity.
Yeah.
But I do find it interesting that like Egyptian gods and things they worshipped, and a lot of their imagery was they had the bird of a falcon. I mean, the head of a falcon or wings or lots of combination human animal stuff, as well as Native American religious stuff. So I think there's something spiritually there more so than an actual physical Minotaur.
Yeah. And there could be, just like they used the bull as a symbol in this story, I think people in ancient civilizations use different animals to describe different attributes: strength, power.
Yeah.
Flight could be freedom. Like you're a bird, and
Cunning,
so you have the head
sly
of a
as
bird.
a fox or strong as a bull. Yeah.
Exactly. But there's none in Christianity because there's only one God.
Yeah.
And in other religions that are monotheistic as well. I would imagine there aren't a lot of creatures with heads that are animals or body parts with animals too. So but it is easy to see the trail how they got there.
Yep.
Is what I'm saying. Yeah, but that's all I got.
Cool. Love it. Thanks for sharing the lowdown about the Minotaur.
You're welcome.